Welcome to Binge or Cringe, and this is where we watch a TV show that's streaming on one of the platforms and tell you whether it's binge-worthy or cringe-worthy. And today, Devin and I will be discussing Season 5 of the Netflix show Black Mirror. So if you guys don't know about Black Mirror, it's a British anthology series that uses like science fiction angle to show the dangers of technology. Some of the episodes take place in the alternate universe, or sometimes it's in like the distant future, but pretty much it's like a modern day Twilight Zone, or for you obscure 80s fans, it's like a modern day Amazing Stories. So look up that reference if you don't know what I'm talking about. So unlike the previous 2 seasons, this current one only consists of 3 episodes instead of 6. And I wasn't too worried about that, Devin. You know why? Because the first 2 seasons were only 3 episodes, and those contain some of the best episodes of the series. So I figured like this time around they're looking for quality as opposed to quantity.
Right.
Do you watch the show like a lot?
I've watched a few episodes beforehand. I think it's a good show.
Okay. I think what's best is we're going to talk about each episode and like, you know, at the end give our final analysis of this series. So first episode was called Striking Vipers, and it stars Anthony Mackie as like Danny, and I believe the girl's name is Nicole Behari, plays his girlfriend and eventually his wife, Theo. Yahya Abdul-Mateen II plays his best friend, Carl. And they kind of like were best friends, and they fell out of touch for like 11 years, and they get back together, and then they're hanging out. And this one, the technology theme of this episode is virtual reality, because they bond over this game called Striking Vipers, and there's a new version of it that comes out that's a virtual reality version. So when it comes to me with like Black Mirror episodes, I don't know about you, same thing, Devin. You'll watch it and you're like, okay, you're waiting to see what this is going to be about. Right. And it felt like it took about 20 minutes before we finally found out it was going to be about the video game. Then it was like another 6 minutes till we found out like where they were going with that.
Yeah.
I'm going to say like, because we don't want to like spoil anything really, but not only did I find like this to be like a bit slow, I was really uninterested about this episode. And then the really thing that bothered me was like the dilemma that happens. Like I feel like you could just talk about it and it would have been a big deal. And that's literally what happens at the end. What do you think?
Well, there's a certain twist in it that I really didn't expect. But that actually is the only thing that kept me interested. I'm like, wait, like, what? They're gonna like do this? All right. I'm like, where are they gonna go with it? And I don't know. After that, it kind of just got a little weird for me, and I was like, okay, like.
I will say that I liked like when they're actually playing the game and they're in the virtual reality, like when they're sitting on the couch and they're like kind of zoning out. That looked kind of cool, like or creepy. Like if you walked in on someone playing the game, it's like they really should make a way where you don't look so weird when you're in the virtual reality.
They've been using that like technology from other episodes,
right?
And stuff.
What did you think of the avatars in the game? I thought they did a good job acting wise.
I mean, they played. Just video game characters. So
right.
It was just pretty much,
But they had like, depth to the video game characters since it was them. So I thought that was...
Yeah, I guess the actual like characters' personalities did show through pretty well. So, yeah, I think those actors did a good job doing that.
Yeah, so overall, I guess I was a little more underwhelmed with the episode than you were.
Probably. I thought it was all right. Yeah, I wasn't too disappointed in it.
Yeah. So the next episode was called Smithereens, and that starred Andrew Scott playing like Chris, who's like kind of like an Uber driver in a way, and he like picks up employees outside of a building of a social media company called Smithereen. And Topher Grace, haven't seen him in a while, right? Yeah. He actually plays the guy Billy Bauer, who is the head of the company. So obviously Chris is like upset about something because he goes to like a group session every like week where there's a lady there that's also depressed about something. And we come to find out by the end of the episode that had literally nothing to do with the story. If they took her completely out of it,
changed anything.
It wouldn't have changed shit. So that I don't know why they had that going on. But then eventually between an introduction and that revelation that lady had no point in the episode, it's just a really long hostage standoff with the police. So not only is that the problem, I felt like the whole like message of this episode was, oh, don't use your cell phone while driving. It's like, okay, thanks. Like, wow, that was really preachy to me, you know?
Yeah, that was so, I don't know, dude.
And then, what, yeah.
It was just like, I was just so uninterested because of it. And I'm like, oh, that's the moral of the story. That's cool.
Right.
And like with these kind of episodes, like you think there'd be more like high tech stuff involved.
Right.
It's like this stuff could basically happen in today's society.
And then when we really found out what's bothering Chris, it was just like, I was so speechless, like the same way Billy was. Only because I was like so underwhelmed by this twist. It's like, what do you want me to say? Like that's what he exactly said.
It's like,
okay.
I'm sorry. I
Yeah.
guess.
And with all that, having that whole like open to interpretation ending, fucking bullshit. Like there's no reason for that. You have to have closure if you're not going anywhere with the story.
Exactly.
Terrible episode. That's my point.
Nah, it was boring.
Then final episode, Rachel, Jack, and Ashley too. In this one, we get Miley Cyrus, and she plays a world famous pop star who is admired by socially awkward teen Rachel. And Madison Davenport plays her older sister Jack, who is into alternative rock, plays guitar, and has a nose ring.
Ooh, edgy.
She kind of looked like a younger Lindsay Lohan to me.
Maybe with like a slimmer face, just a little bit.
You're forgetting a younger Lindsay Lohan. You're thinking of a newer one.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So for Rachel's birthday, she gets an interactive tiny robot named Ashley too, which is also voiced by Cyrus. So this episode, artificial intelligence is like the tech factor, right? And then also the moral is some pop stars have their creativity stifled by their managers and record labels. Shocking. I didn't know that. That's crazy. So honestly, like I think of Miley Cyrus as like Hannah Montana and like being in like teeny bopper shows or actors. So, but in this episode, she's really killing it with like the dramatic like scenes. Like she has a really dramatic acting chops. Did you notice that? Like certain scenes, like I'm like, wow, this girl
There's
can really
definitely
act.
there's definitely a few dark moments.
I was surprised how well she can like convey like emotions and like anger and
I mean, she's
and
not
despair.
a robot.
Well, yeah, ironically, yes. But I thought she's really doing really good acting.
Yeah, she was good.
Then like something happens to Ashley too, and like the episode like the tone like switches.
Spirals downward, and it's just like every which way.
Yeah, you
And
want
I
to put
was
it that
like-
way. It just goes.
It's like what?
What?
All right.
I was.
That's where
I
you
was
wanna go. That's
flabbergasted. Like how much it's kind of like a teen girl comedy show now, and then like now Miley Cyrus can curse up a storm, and I'm like, you know what? This is what I thought she was going to do in this episode. And now they're making her do exactly what you expect her to do. And it didn't feel like a Black Mirror episode at all at that point.
Oh no! For me, it fell apart after that.
It was like you have like a big house of matches, and you just drop a rock on it. It wasn't like it just suddenly just came down. It was just instantly. It just falls apart. The thing that was bothering me the whole episode is her song has like lyrics in it, and then I was like, why does that sound familiar? And I'm like, it sounds like that Nine Inch Nails song had like a hole. And I'm like, if you took her song and sang the Nine Inch Nails song, had like a hole like over each line, it fit perfectly.
My goal.
Right, but then at the end of the episode, that's what they're doing. Remember, they're doing a cover of that song, which I read that Trent Reznor approved of. If I met him, he'd be like, "Hi, Drill," and I'd immediately slap him in the face. And he'd be like,
thinking?
What was that for? You're like, you know what you did.
I was getting tired of like the lead little girl. Like, she
Okay.
was getting way too annoying for me. Like because she's just, I don't know, the super fandom thing was just getting on my nerves, and I don't know.
I was more upset with her sister because she was being
Really?
a total bitch about like nothing. Like, just leave her alone. Let her have her thing,
Yeah.
And then
I mean, that's kind of siblings sometimes, though.
they shouldn't share a room. I guess is the problem.
Yeah, pretty
Yeah.
much.
So, all in all, this is easily the worst Black Mirror season ever.
Yeah.
If you think of the 3 worst episodes of the whole series, that's what they basically did. Is took 3 bad episodes and put it all into one. So for me, I say this is a cringy season. So cringe. Devin, what do you think?
The only episode I could say I could stand for like throughout the whole thing really was the first one,
Right.
and then everything else was just forgettable. So I'd probably say Cringe.
Yeah, by a law of average, right? Yeah, so Black Mirror, you gotta do much better for season 6. But if you saw this season of Black Mirror, let us know what you think in the comment section. Or if you want to send us a longer email, tell us what you think about it. We appreciate all your thoughts on that.